Hello dear students, in this subject hydraulic engineering. Today I will continue that flow through chapter, flow through pipes chapter. Okay. In the last class that we discussed laminar and turbulent flow and smooth and rough boundary. Today we'll discuss about the losses in pipes. Okay. The energy loss. Why energy loss occur in pipes? Because fluid is real. According to Bernoulli's theorem, if fluid is ideal, then there will be no energy loss. Energy remains constant, okay, throughout the length of the flow. But since there is no fluid which is ideal, whatever the fluid you are seeing that exists in the nature, it is real fluid. Therefore, there will be some energy loss. Okay, and that energy loss, the whole energy loss is divided into two parts. Broadly, it is classified into two types. There is major energy loss and minor energy loss. Major energy loss means maximum energy loss occur in this type. Okay, that is due to friction. That is due to friction. Friction, friction means that is due to boundary of the pipe and the water. Due to the friction, due to the roughness of the boundary, that energy loss is maximum. And the minor energy loss, that means minimum very less energy loss, that is due to, there are different and minor losses. One is due to enlargement, sudden contraction, entry loss and exit loss, bend in pipe, obstruction in pipe, pipe fitting. For an example, here at the inlet here at this point, there will be some energy loss, that is called entry loss, or that is called loss at entrance. And here at this point, there is sudden increase of diameter, means sudden expansion or sudden enlargement. So there will be some energy loss here, that is called loss of energy due to sudden enlargement or sudden expansion. And here there is contraction. Okay, due to reduction in diameter, there is contraction. That is called loss of energy due to contraction. Here there is bend. So due to the bend, there will be some energy loss. And here there will be some energy loss due to this bend. And here there is valve. So there is some obstruction in the pipe flow. So due to the obstruction, okay, this type of valve, maybe there is valve or there may be other type of obstruction. Okay, there is no specific that the only due to valve there will be a loss. Any type of obstruction in the pipe, there will be loss. Okay, and at exit point, there will be loss. Okay, so here at the end point, means at the exit point, there will be energy loss. That is called exit loss. And in the last, there is called pipe fitting. Pipe fitting means let two pipe you are joining. Let there is some shortage of pipe, means this pipe length is not sufficient. So another pipe you are joining here. So there will be some system to join. So there is some knots and bolts will be there. So to join the pipes. Okay. So due to that joining of the two pipes, that is called fitting. That is, so there will be some energy loss. That is called energy loss due to fitting. Okay. So these are the losses: major energy loss and minor energy losses. So first we will go to this major energy loss, that is loss due to friction. Loss due to friction. Okay. So first there is formula, Darcy-Weisbach formula. So to calculate the energy loss in a pipe, this Darcy-Weisbach formula is used. This is very famous and popular equation. Okay, popular formula that is widely used. Let there is a pipe here, and let's consider two sections, section 1-1 and section 2-2, and the length between the two sections is L, and the F is this is the roughness of the pipe, and due to the roughness there will be friction force, and that friction force is opposite to the direction of the flow. This is the direction of flow, and friction force will act in the opposite direction. And at section 1-1 there is pressure force. The force due to that is equal to hydrostatic pressure, any pressure. Okay, that means there is a hydrostatic pressure. Okay, here at this section 1 and there will be hydrostatic pressure at section 2, that is P1 and P2. So here, due to the pressure P1, and if you multiply with this cross-sectional area, it will give you the pressure force. And this P2 is the means P2, if you multiply with the cross-sectional area, then it will give you the pressure force at section 2. So due to energy loss, let's consider there is no other losses, means there is no minor losses in between these two sections, only the friction loss is there. Okay. So due to this friction between this water and this pipe boundary, there will be energy loss. Means there will be pressure difference between this section 1 and section 2, and that pressure difference means the force difference between these two sections, that is P1A minus P2A, which is P1 minus P2 into A, which is equated with this. Okay, at the equilibrium condition, this pressure difference means pressure force difference is equal with the friction. That is the friction force. Okay, and that friction force is F dash P into L into V square, where F dash is a parameter which depends upon the roughness of the pipe, P is the perimeter, weighted perimeter, L is the length. So this PL is the contact area. Now this is the circular pipe, and this perimeter is the circumference, and this circumference into the length. Okay, let this is the pipe. Okay, this is the here the P is the this length is P, that is the perimeter, and the length is L. So the contact area between this section 1 and section 2, the contact area is L into this perimeter, P into L, and V is the flow velocity in the pipe. Okay, so here if we divide the unit weight in both sides, P1 minus P2 by W into A will be equal to F dash by W into PL into V square. So this W is rho g, that is unit weight of water. So here you can say that's P1 by rho g plus minus P2 by rho g is the pressure head. P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho is the pressure head, and this pressure head difference is due to friction. That's why this head difference is called friction head loss. So this friction head loss will be equal to, if you bring it to this side, it will be F dash by W into P by A into L into V square. And if this V square, if you convert it into kinetic head, if you divide with a 2g and if you multiply 2g here, just to convert it into a kinetic head, then it will be 2g F dash by W into P by A is, you know, that is A by P is R, that is hydraulic mean radius or a hydraulic mean depth. So this will be P by A will be 1 by R into L into V square by 2g. So 2g F dash by W is a constant. So F dash is constant, that depends upon the roughness of the pipe. 2g, g is acceleration due to gravity, that is constant. W unit weight is constant. So 2g F dash by W is a constant which you can express in F. That is usually expressed in another term, that is F. That F is nothing but coefficient of friction. So this will be F into L into V square by 2gr. Okay, F into L into V square by 2gr is the friction head loss according to Darcy-Schwarzbach. Okay, so this, if you consider this for a circular pipe, this hydraulic mean radius is A by P, that is cross-sectional area divided by weighted perimeter, which is equal to pi by 4 d square divided by pi d. Weighted perimeter is pi d. So this will be d by 4. So for a circular pipe, this Darcy-Schwarzbach formula will become 4FL b square by 2gd. In place of r, if you write d by 4, it will be 4FL b square by 2gd, where d is the diameter of the pipe. Okay. F is the coefficient of friction, L is the length of the pipe, B is the velocity of the flow, G is the acceleration due to gravity, T is the diameter of the pipe. Since here 4 is constant, F is constant, so this 4F also you can express in another term, that is F1, which is friction factor. Okay. friction factor is 4 times the coefficient of friction, 4F. So you can write this Weisbach formula in this form or in this form. If you write in this form, that is 4FL square by 2GD, then F is coefficient of friction. If you write in this form, that is F1 B square by 2GD, that F1 is the friction factor. Okay, these things you have to remember. Okay, if you are writing form of friction factor, then it will be F1 B square by 2GD. If you are going to write in coefficient of friction, then it will be 4FL B square by 2GD. Okay, now let's calculate this coefficient of friction. This coefficient of friction is depends upon the roughness and also depends upon the flow type. Experimentally it is found that this F is 1.6 divided by RA for a laminar flow, where R is a Reynolds number, R is the Reynolds number. Okay, means for laminar flow, Reynolds number is less than 2000. When Reynolds number is less than 2000, this F will be 1.6 divided by RA. When Reynolds number is more than 4000, that means for turbulent flow, this F value will be 0.0791 divided by R to the power 1/4. Okay, so these things you have to remember. That means for laminar flow, the F is different, for turbulent flow, F is different. And this is found experimentally. Okay, so if we know this Reynolds number, then we can found this F value and you can put here, we can here we can calculate this HF. Next is Chezy's formula. This Darcy-Weisbach formula and Chezy's formula. These two formula is always used to calculate the energy head loss in a pipe. Darcy's Weisbach formula is used for pipe only, and this Chezy's formula is used for this pipe and also for the open channel flow. For open channel. Okay, same concept is used. That means propelling force due to this pressure difference, which is due to this friction, is equal to this frictional resistance, which is F dash PLB square. Okay, so if you write this W, okay, yes, this is small w. Okay, this both side, if you divide the small w, that is rho g, unit of water, and this pressure difference, okay, pressure head difference, that is P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, which is HF. Pressure head difference is equal to F dash by W P by A into L into V square. So here this V is expressed in this form: square root of W by F dash, square root of A by P, square root of HF by L. This A by P is hydraulic mean radius, okay, or hydraulic mean depth. W, that is rho g, that is the constant for a fluid. F dash is constant for a particular type of pipe, okay, that depends upon roughness. So W by F, their square root is expressed in C. That C is nothing but Chezy's constant. HF by L is the I, that is loss of head, friction head per unit length, That is also called hydraulic gradient. I forgot to write here. So hydraulic gradient. Friction head loss per unit length is called hydraulic gradient or loss of head per unit length. So this V you can write in this form: C into square root of Ri. Okay, C into square root of Ri. So this is called Chezy's formula. So this Chezy's formula is very important, like Darcy-Weisbach formula, and this Chezy's formula is used for pipe flow and also for open channel flow. Next come to this minor energy losses. So first come to this sudden enlargement. Okay, this at this junction, due to the sudden enlargement, due to the sudden increase in diameter, the energy loss occur from A1 to A2 or D1 to D2. Okay, D1 diameter to D2 diameter, due to sudden increase of this, due to sudden increase in this diameter or the enlargement, there will be energy loss. That is called HE. That is called energy head loss due to sudden expansion or sudden enlargement. So for this derivation is not required. Okay, here both energy equation and momentum equation is used to derive this formula. Here I am not going into derivation, that is not essential. So it is B1 minus B2 whole square divided by 2g. This H is B1 minus B2 whole square divided by 2g. And B1 is the velocity before the enlargement, B2 is the velocity after the enlargement. And if A1 is the area, cross-sectional area before enlargement, A2 is the cross-sectional area after enlargement. If you apply continuity equation, that is B1 A1 is equal to B2 A2. Means in place of B2, if you write B1 A1 by A2, so you can write like this, B1 square by 2g, which will be 1 minus A1 by A2 whole square. Okay. So this is the energy head loss due to sudden enlargement. Similarly, for sudden contraction, it is K into B2 square by 2g, where B2 is the velocity after contraction here. After contraction, B2 is the velocity. K B2 square by 2g, and K is depends upon the ratio of cross-sectional area after contraction and before contraction, A2 by A1. Experimentally, it is found that this K value is varies from 0.5 to 0.7. Okay, that's why usually it is this 0.5 value is taken. That's why I have written 0.5 B2 square by 2g. Okay, always remember contraction loss is 0.5 B2 square by 2g unless otherwise this K value is mentioned. If K value is not mentioned, whether it is 0.5, whether it is 0.6, whether it is 0.7, okay, if it's not mentioned, then blindly we can take this is 0.5 B2 square by 2g. Okay, so come to next energy loss, that is at entrance of the pipe, at entrance here. At entrance, it is found that it is 0.5 B square by 2g, where B is the velocity of the flow in the pipe. Okay. At the exit here, if the pipe velocity is V, flow velocity is V in the pipe here, then this exit loss will be B square by 2g. And due to bend here, here and here, that is Kb square by 2g. Kb square by 2g, where K is the coefficient, it depends upon the angle of the bend, whether it is 45 degree angle or 30 degree angle or 60 degree or 90 degree or 120 degree angle. Okay, so it depends upon the angle of this bend. K by D is the roughness, and this Re is the Reynolds number. Okay, so actually this is we should write this is capital T. Okay, because it is confusing. So it is actually capital T. There is no relation with this small K and capital K. Okay, it's not same. This capital K and small k is not same. Small K by D is the roughness ratio. That is roughness means K is the roughness of the surface divided by diameter of the pipe. Okay, so it depends upon this small K by D, theta, and Reynolds number. Okay, next is energy loss due to obstruction. Here there is obstruction, okay, and its area is small a, cross-sectional area is small a, and pipe cross-sectional area is capital K. So here the obstruction loss will be capital A divided by Cc into A minus A whole square into B square by 2g. This Cc is the coefficient of contraction, which is A minus small a divided by capital A. This capital A minus small a divided by capital A. Okay, means this area plus this area divided by total area. Okay, means total area minus this obstruction area divided by the total area. Okay, this is about the constant obstruction loss. Next is pipe fitting. This pipe fitting, it is Kb square by 2g. This K depends upon the fitting, the type of fitting. For different type of fitting, the K value is different. Okay, so in the question or in it must mention that K value to determine this head loss due to this pipe fitting. So this is about the minor energy losses. So this much. Thank you so much.